In Greek mythology, Helios means sun or the god of sun. It is only befitting that Acer picked this name for their Predator lineup of mid-tier gaming laptops. Like the sun, it is bright, emitting a wide spectrum of light, feels hot to the touch, blasts off heat, and most importantly, immensely powerful. I'm not going to find a way to relate this lineup to the name Predator, because Acer is not hunting down any of its competition viciously in this segment. Without further ado, let me unbox the 2021 Acer Predator Helios 300. What I have here is the 2021 Helios 300 powered by the Intel 10th Gen i7 processor. Yes, I know some of you might be shaking their heads now in disapproval. As I unbox, let me share my thought process on this purchase. After shortlisting the AMD version of this model, I quickly realized that there is a huge demand and low supply issue, especially with the Ryzen 5000 series laptops. But what was more concerning is that in Indian market, the AMD Ryzen series laptops are not sold with the same price advantage over the Intel as showcased in Western countries. I literally waited over a month for the Helios with the Ryzen 5800H. One day I even managed to find it on stock, and by the time I made some clarifications with the Acer support team on the payment modes available, the stocks were out. I guess Intel, aware of this void in the market, capitalized by pairing their 10th gen chips with the latest RTX 30 series GPUs and priced them competitively. This is a smart move by Intel. Even from the consumer end, it is not a step backwards. After some research, I found that the Intel 11th Gen Tiger Lake CPUs do have an edge over the 10th Gen processors only in terms of the integrated Xe graphics performance. Finally, the one key point that made me shortlist this laptop is money. Yes, Acer offered a no-cost EMI option and a flat 5000 rupees cashback on a credit card purchase. On top of this, I also received a 2 years extended warranty thrown in for no extra cost. So considering the offers and my use case, I believe I made the right choice. There was nothing special about the unboxing experience except the fact that the laptop was housed in a fancy box inside the traditional box. There are some premium looking reading materials that is given just to make you feel special and not exactly for reading purposes. During the unboxing, one thing that really stands out apart from the laptop itself is the power brick. It is chunky and heavy to a point you need to think twice before deciding to travel around with this laptop. Acer also throws in the SATA ribbon cable and few screws to help in storage upgrades. Let me first clarify one thing. The images in the Acer shopping website or any online website you see will mislead you as they don't do enough justice to the quality this laptop is offering. This laptop is built really well and feels premium to the touch. Aluminum is cut so nicely, giving a shine across its edge. The back of its screen is metallic, smooth to the touch, and has the Predator logo that lights up with a blue tinge. And no, it's not RGB. There are also cutouts on either side of the logo reminiscent of fake bonnet vents in cars. The color of this Helios laptop is more of a deep navy blue shade and not black. All the design choices Acer has made screams out that this is a gaming laptop. But at the same time, not all design choices are cosmetic. Like the fake metallic tips added to the bottom of the rear exhausts actually provide an extra lift to the laptop. And the cutouts on the top of the keyboard acts as an additional air intake vent for better cooling. Speaking of vents, there are two more on either side of the laptop. And so to say, it is a well ventilated laptop. I mean, it has to be able to cool the kind of CPU and GPU it houses inside. I will come to that part a little later. The Helios 300 manages to accommodate a full-size keyboard and a well-proportioned trackpad. Being a gaming laptop, the trackpad position needs to be a bit further to the right so that your palm is clear while using the WASD keys. For normal typing, I did not feel this position to be awkward. But to be honest, most of you and me are not going to be using this keyboard for gaming, so it's no big deal. Apart from positioning, the trackpad is pretty accurate with all the gestures. Please note that only the bottom half of the trackpad is clickable. The keyboard on the other hand is above average. With my limited use, the feel and accuracy while typing is good. And the RGB lighting is also cool to look at. It has 4 zones RGB and generous amount of customization that you can do with this lighting setup using the Predator Sense app. Acer are so proud of this app that they have taken the effort to add a dedicated key alongside the numpad to launch this application. But at the same time, they skipped to give a dedicated on-off switch like the one they have given for the One Touch Turbo key. Come on, I really do not like this trend. It feels special to have a button separated from the rest of the keyboard that illuminates, in some cases, when you turn on the laptop. Am I the only one who feels like this? If anyone feels the same way, please leave a comment. The power and charging indicator is located on the hinge of the screen, making it easily visible both when the laptop is open and closed. Coming to the screen, it's a 15-inch IPS grade panel with 144Hz refresh rate. It also boasts a 3 milliseconds response time. This is now pretty standard in all the gaming laptops in this price segment. One good thing about this is, despite the high refresh rate, this screen is really bright and also a very colorful screen. With 300 nits of brightness and covering about 73% of NTSC color gamut, it is one of the best displays at this price point. Although the bezels on the sides of the screen are less on the top and the bottom, the bezels are a bit thick, especially the bottom bezel, which has Predator logo in a black silver finish. Coming to think of it, you will not find the Acer brand name anywhere on this Helios, except for the bottom panel along with the serial numbers. It's the Predator logo that even pops up when you power on this laptop. It's like they want us to forget the fact that it's an Acer laptop. Coming to the port selection, yes, despite all the vents surrounding this laptop, they have managed to pack some good amount of ports. On the left, you will find 2 USB 3.2 Gen ports, a Ethernet LAN port, and a 3.2mm aux out, which also houses the mic input. To the right, there is a display out, a HDMI 2.1 port, and a USB 3.2 Gen 2 port, which is also used for power sharing. There is also a USB Type-C port, which is Thunderbolt 4 capable. This is one of the few perks you can have with an Intel based system. The placement of these ports could have been a bit more spaced out, especially the one near the HDMI port. When a chunky HDMI cable gets plugged in, it will block the space for some of the USB peripherals. It's no biggie, but I'm just sharing my experience. The bottom panel is one of the very few areas which is made of hard plastic, but still has a lot of cuts and creases that hides 2 large intakes. The chassis is really rigid with zero flex. There are speaker grills on the either side of the bottom part of the chassis. It also has 2 mics for better audio reception and for waking up Alexa. For some reason, it's there. Let's get into the meat of the matter. Yes, this laptop runs on a last gen 10870H, but this processor is no slouch. In 2020, it's one of the very few Intel CPUs that could trade blows with the latest and greatest from Ryzen lineup. Even the benchmark numbers show that it's not far behind. In my opinion, small differences in benchmark scores will not equate to significant difference in real-life experience. This processor is an 8-core 16-thread CPU with a base clock of 2.2 GHz and a boost clock of 5 GHz, which is higher than the 2021 Ryzen 5. It has hyperthreading and operates at a TDP of 45 watts. I have to give props to Acer as they give amazing upgradability options in budget and mid-tier laptops. This Helios comes with a 16GB RAM upgradable to about 32GB with 2 SODIMM slots. Storage is managed by a high-speed 1TB NVMe SSD, and apart from this there are options to add an SSD to the M2 slot and a space for a 2.5-inch SATA SSD which supports up to 2TB. Connectivity wise, there is Bluetooth 5 and Wi-Fi 6 which makes it future-proof. Alright viewers, this is a gaming machine and let's see what it's capable of. Although I'm not an avid gamer, I love open world first-person shooter games and survival types of games. With an RTX 3060 in this laptop, this delivers some great gaming experience, even in some AAA titles. So Metro Exodus is one of the beautiful games, both in visuals and audio. It is amazing, especially in this enhanced edition. Even in ultra settings, the frame rates average at 40 frames per second. It's not super awesome, but definitely playable. The frame rates go higher when you just lower the visual settings a bit. This will give you a much more smoother gameplay. This is not a small game by any means, but still the loading times were very good, thanks to some really good NVMe SSD in this laptop. When you go to less demanding titles like the CSGO, there is no problem in running this game at max settings very smoothly. Even the gameplay is also very responsive. Although it doesn't transform you into a great gamer by any means, it is really enjoyable experience. The Forest. Yes, The Forest is a survival horror game that needs to be played in high settings for a surreal experience. If you haven't played this game, I highly recommend it, and the Helios 300 is simply great. Despite capping the RTX 3060 at 105 to 110 watts, you will not find a game that is not playable in this laptop. If you want to eke out every bit of performance from this GPU, the Predator Sense app will give you that flexibility. It is a very user-friendly app that helps you tweak the laptop's performance to your liking. There is also a one-touch turbo button in the laptop that quickly sets your laptop to the maximum performance mode. All this is great, but as the name Helios goes, this laptop is a source of immense heat. I'm not complaining about a heating issue here, but if you are sitting in a corner of the room like me, you will feel the heat radiating from this machine during gameplay. During heavy gameplay, the CPU touches a little over 90 degrees and the GPU a little over 80 degrees. This is not something I should be concerned about, as these CPUs and GPUs are capable of performing at these temperatures. Also, the fans. The cooling solutions provided by Acer is purely based on their 5th gen Aeroblade 3D technology, which is nothing but 2 mini jets that are in this laptop. Kid you not, these are capable of spinning at 6000 RPMs, and yes, you will definitely hear it when these fans kick in. But at the same time, when the fans are below 2000 RPMs, they are really quiet and silent. It's best to use a very good headphones to drown this fan noise during gaming sessions. Honestly, I'm not a person to give any more impressions on the response rate or the frame rates or the benchmarks. I suggest you look to the expert reviewers for this. This is just a view of a casual gamer. So coming to the productivity stuff, it is a big jump. At least for me, coming from an MX 3050 laptop. So I have not transitioned to a 4K resolution video editing, but the rendering and export speeds on my test 4K footage was really good. Even here, I'm not going to run any benchmark numbers because I really don't understand them. I'm going to talk about the real world experience. A 16-minute 1080p video with color grading and multiple layers took around 4.37 minutes to export in Premiere Pro. To give you a context, the Acer Aspire 5 with MX3050 took a little over 90 minutes, which is like a runtime of a Hollywood movie, and it also had multiple crashes during this export. So there are no complaints from me. Even in full resolution live preview with Premiere Pro, there were minimal to no frame drops. So all in all, I am completely fine with the video editing or productivity stuff with this laptop. Okay, here are my final thoughts for this laptop. This is neither a budget laptop nor a high-end gaming machine. In my opinion, this hits a sweet spot both in terms of specs and value for money. I am totally happy with this purchase. There are a lot of areas of improvement like the looks or the fan noise or weight and so on. But these are small specks of imperfection that don't really matter when you see the big picture. So do I recommend this? Yes, this should be in your list of laptop options. If you are someone looking for a mid-tier gaming laptop to casually play AAA titles that is also competitively priced and has a lot of upgradability, then yes. The gaming laptop market is now wide open and booming. With the Zephyrus and the Tough series from the Asus, and from Lenovo there is the Legion series and the IdeaPad Y series, and the crazy options from MSI. There are plenty of options to go about. So at some level, it becomes a matter of choice and personal preference. So I leave it to you viewers, go ahead and pick one that you prefer. May the force be with you.
Of all the great content you could have clicked on YouTube, thank you for choosing this video. I really appreciate it. If you liked this video, hit the like button once. If you did not, hit the dislike button and leave your constructive feedback and questions in the comment section below. Please subscribe to my channel IJO for more videos on tech, travel and other interesting life hacks. See you all soon in another video. Until then, stay safe and stay cool.